Hi, welcome to the Avid Knits podcast. My name is Sarah and I'm going to be your host today. Today is Friday, June 14th, and it is a sweltering day in Houston as per usual for summer. So I've got my iced coffee, I've got my fan on, doing what I can to stay cool, you guys. So you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry, both as Avid Knits. We do have a Ravelry group. I would love to see you over there. I am also hosting the Summer Sun Make-Along, which will end in the end of July. If you are in a place that has rain and cold weather, please send it over here. Be a friend. Send it over here. Help me. It's hot. It's not... I was born here, and I used to suffer the heat gladly, and I don't know where that talent went, but it does not exist anymore. So, really quick at the top of the episode, I want to touch upon the news that is finally being reported, and the facts that are finally coming out of Sudan amidst the uprising, the massacre, and the internet blackout that is going on in that country. If you can donate to the people of Sudan, I am asking you to please do so. It's a humanitarian crisis. The atrocities that are being committed against these people are gut-wrenching. And there is no help coming. So please be part of the change. Please be part of the solution. And if you cannot donate, please speak up. The news is being filtered. No matter how you slice it, the news is being filtered because it is a third world country from a war-torn area who has had problems for thousands of years, as they say. The people are black and the people are Muslim. And the news that is coming out of there, granted, has been hard to verify because of the internet blackout, but has not been given the same priority that it would have been had it been a white country. The bombing in Paris was covered greatly. The empty building that injured, 2 people, 3 people, was covered phenomenally, and money flooded in instantly. These are people who really do need help, who are in a horrible position. It's up to each and every one of us to change the type of society that we live in and the type of world that we live in. So if you cannot donate, please speak up. Please raise awareness for it. Please provide links. I will provide a link down in the down bar to a couple of places that I have found that are accepting donations. Please vote with your dollars. Take a look at your companies. Get on Google. Type in your company's name and political funding and find out where their money is going. That's what I'm going to say about that. So, on another note, we're going to talk a little bit about Houston Fiber Festival, which is going to be next week. If you're in the Houston area, I would love to see you come. I will be there in the vendor hall helping on Friday. So I'll be there for a little while in the afternoon, and then I might pop in Saturday or Sunday. I guess it kind of just depends. I don't know, if one of you says, hey, I want to see you, then I'm sure I'll go. It's a couple miles down the road from me. We don't really have any plans that weekend. My husband is thinking about going mountain biking down at a park with his brother, which means that I'm going to be by myself. So I hope that if you do see me there, that you will come and say hi. That's about it. That's what I got. One of my samples will be featured at a vendor booth, and I will bring that up a little bit more when I get to Works in Progress, because I'm still not done. Don't panic, Wendy. Don't panic. Okay, I've got one sleeve left, and it's only 5 inches long. I can do this. Anyway, I only have one finished object for you this week. My niece's 5th birthday is on Sunday, on Father's Day. It's on Father's Day this year, so we're having a party for her on Saturday. And so, of course, like you do, the Wednesday night, I decided that I needed to make her a teddy bear. And I did. You guys. She's so sweet and sleepy. And her ears are crooked, but I don't care. I'll just fudge with the the stuffing inside the head a little bit. I have a tendency to seriously overstuff my teddies. I make a lot of stuffies, actually. It's one of my favorite things for a quick palate cleanser, and I tend to be an overstuffer, and I'm trying to really teach myself not to do that anymore. I was putting Bear together and knew it was overstuffed and was like, okay, I'll change it next time. It's okay. I'll just do it anyway. And then as I was putting on facial features and trying to get the ears on, and I just got annoyed. And so I opened up the snout and I opened up the neck again. I took the head apart and I opened up the snout and I opened up the neck and I pulled out probably half of the stuffing from both of them. And I mean, they're both perfect. So she's super squishy and she's moldable and she's kind of floppy. Her legs and her arms are a little more stuffed probably than what they should be. The book that I'll talk about the pattern in just a second. The book that I knit them from, I didn't really read it. The book that I knit them from suggests that you basically stuff the little end and then pretty much just keep the arms or the leg shafts flat. And then that way that they'll sit. So Bear will sit and be super sweet and everything's fine. So yeah, I will mess with the stuffing up here in the head a little bit. You know, basically the more that Bear gets played with, the more Bear will sit nicely, I think. So yeah, so this is my finished object. Bear is based off of the Peter the Polar Bear pattern, and it is from this book, Edward's Menagerie. The pattern is by Carrie Lord. This is the designer behind Toft UK. So when Edinburgh Yarn Festival, I'm sorry, this is the quickest example I can think of. Edinburgh Yarn Festival did the huge Highland Coo last year, and the giant ram with the rainbow horns, Dougie the ram, and Morag the Highland Coo. Those little stuffy patterns, those are from Toft, and that is this designer. They have a dolls, a dogs, a barnyard, a mystical menagerie, dinosaurs. They just released new dinosaurs. My son is so excited. And then, so I just bought the original book, and it has over 40 patterns. They are called Ed's Animals, and they all come in like this. The thing that I love the most, I think, about Ed's Animals is that in order to change the size, you you crochet. They are crochet patterns. I believe they have a couple of knit, but the majority are crochet. Anyway, my favorite part about their patterns is that in order to change the size or the color or whatever, the size or the scale, you just change hook sizes and yarn. And so this is the Peter the Polar Bear. He's super sweet. And then I'm going to cover up the pattern here. They have a little bio. And so most of them are really funny. So this one says that Peter landed the job of his dreams straight out of university. His career as a computer games tester has gone from strength to strength, fueled by a fast food diet that is delivered straight to his door. He works from the luxury of his attic in a modest house where the heating is on full blast all year round, for he really feels the cold. Peter is kept blindingly white due to his utter aversion of sunshine and not often finding a need to venture out into it. He is one of the best at what he does and is turning the heads that matter, but despite this bear's dedication to his work, he still finds time to call his grandma every other day and check how warm her feet are. So that's the little bio for Peter, and I thought he was super cute. However, my niece, being a 5-year-old, is not interested in a white bear or in any type of animal accuracy. She just wants purple. I did not have any purple yarn in my stash that I felt comfortable making a stuffy out of. So this is a deep stash from when I very first learned to crochet, which would have been the very first thing I learned how to do, probably in 2012. And this is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I do not continue to purchase at Hobby Lobby. I have some issues about their ethical backing and in particular their lack of accessibility for contraception for women who work for them because of their religious background. That's just my personal thing. You do you. So it is 100% acrylic. I have to tell you honestly, I I really like this yarn for stuffies. It makes great stuffies. It's really sad that the company is kind of backward, but it is extremely affordable. I think that there are 250 to 300 and something yards per skein, and they run like $4 a piece, and they always have a coupon, which is really great. And it's, anyway, affordability. Anyway, so I picked this one. I really like the way that she turned out. And I gave her some little sleepy eyes so that she'd be all soft and snuggly. Yeah, and I really like her. I'm really happy. So this is for my niece, and we're going to set her right there, and we'll see if she'll stand up. There we go. So she's going to be my little co-host today. She's super cute. So she is filled with just regular polyfill from Michaels. I like to put yarn scraps in some of them. Sometimes it adds some structure, sometimes it doesn't. What was I? Oh, I wanted to discuss the yarn thing because I had said that I made it out of acrylic. My child will receive wool, always. So this is the Wild Thing pattern by Susan Claudino, who is No Knit Sherlock on Instagram. She has the best screen name, I'm sorry. And I have made 2 of these. I made a stripey one for my husband because after I made my son's, he said that his daddy was going to be lonely and he should have one. And I don't actually know where his is. It might be in his car for the first time ever. My son likes to steal him and so that they can be friends together. And you'll see that he is pilling a little bit. Teddy Monster is knit out of Dreamin' Classy. No, I'm so sorry. Dreamin' Color Classy. And the colorway is called Tidal. I do have some leftovers of that. I'm trying to see if I can yank it. Hold on. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so this is the colorway, and this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like when it's brand new. This is what it looks like when it's been loved on for a while. So I do have little eyebrows for him. Sorry, my son sat down on the table next to the camera, so it shook a little bit. Anyway, so he does have a little face and little eyebrows, and he's got his little claws and his little horns. I really love Susan's patterns because they use a 3-needle bind off to attach the limbs, which means that they're never coming off. We fostered my brother-in-law's golden retriever for a little while, and he got a hold of Teddy Monster one day, and so the head has been reknit before, and I just reattached his ears and stuff. Like, he ate out part of his face and an eye, so I had to do, I think, a horn and some other stuff, and I just reknit the whole head. So he is overstuffed too, and you can see right here where the stuffing's starting to kind of peek through because of the yarn is being stretched. But he's been loved on so much that I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, so because I know that I'm going to take care of it and I know how to clean it if it does get dirty, I'm fully comfortable knitting my son wool animals. He's also 8, so he takes better care of his things. I have knit a Susan Claudino Eek the Spider pattern for my niece who is having her birthday, and she lost it within the first week. I'm not going to go into any of the family stuff. Basically, I don't think that she lost it on her own necessarily, maybe. I think maybe she had some help, which kind of breaks my heart, but that's okay. So I figured I'll make her one more, and we'll see how it goes. And so if she takes care of it and she still has it, then that's fine. I'll continue to make them for her. Or maybe they just need to be a at Dad's house or Grandma's house only kind of toy. So we'll see. You want your teddy bear back?
Yeah.
Okay.
And who wants to?
No, I'm not going to talk about your Transformers. Thank you, though. All right, go, buddy. He really wants to be on the podcast, and I'm just not. You'll see pictures of him on my Instagram several times. You know, I guess I just feel like YouTube is a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what my thing is. My profile was private for a very long time before I kind of started my sample knitting and then started the podcast, obviously, so I'm still kind of adjusting. So there are fewer pictures of him on there now, but if you go back in my feed, you'll probably see him. So I guess I'm either going to have to get over that or I'm going to have to take him off or something. I don't know. Anywho. So yeah, that's going to take us into works in progress because that's my only finished object that I have. That's what I decided to do over the last couple of days. And you guys, I love to knit stuffies, but my hands sure do pay for it. So another short list work in progress that I have that needs to get done are my stripy socks. These are nomadic yarns in the colorway Lupin. This is her Brit sock base, which is a BFL nylon, I think. And this is how they're working out. These are for my husband. They're supposed to be a Father's Day gift, and they were supposed to be a complete surprise. I'm on size zeros, and so I went to a 72. I think I have 72 stitches all the way around. Normally, when I knit my husband's socks, I use a size 1, and then I knit him a 64 stitch sock. I knit myself a 60 and him a 64 because he likes them pretty snug. But I've been kind of looking at a couple that he has, and I wanted a little bit more room in the cuff. I can lay these on top of socks that he loves, and they are the exact same size. However, the stretch factor in this yarn is higher than the one on the socks that I've been comparing it to. So I finally had to break down today, and I had to ask him if he would try these on when he got home so that he can... I'm planning on doing an afterthought heel, and I don't want to knit an entire man's sock and then find out that they were too big, and he doesn't like the way that they fit, and now he's not going to wear them. I have a couple of those in the drawer that I'm planning on washing and then ripping back out just so that I can make them the right size, because I knit you socks. Please wear them. My husband loves my socks. He loves to wear hand knit socks, especially around the house. And so, you know, he does have a couple pairs in his drawer that fit, but maybe not exactly the way that he wants. So those are things that I'm happy to do. So anyway. Last podcast, I did talk about the mini that I got for those socks. It was a toffee brown color, and that Ellie of Artistic Lily was so nice, and came to my rescue. And when I ordered that mini, I also ordered a skein of her yarn in Freshly Brewed. And this is a very, very sweet colorway. I talked a little bit about a 3-color kit she has last podcast, and I got one of the names wrong for the middle skein. I think I called it Pressed Flowers. I think it's Flowers and Coffee. See, I don't even know. Like, why did I bring this up? I will put a picture of it here with the colorway names, and the link to her shop will be in the show notes. She's a wonderful yarn dyer. I highly recommend going over there and checking her out and giving her some love. So yeah, I am making the Blueberry Waffles pattern, which is by, I looked this up before I turned on the camera. I'm so sorry. I looked this up and I don't want to get her name wrong. Something Turner. I want to say Peggy, but I feel like that might be wrong, and it's right here. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. I highly suggest you go check it out. Everybody knits it. It's really great. So I did a 20 round 2x2 rib, and then I started my pattern. I do not typically wear long socks, but I just really liked the yarn, and I just want it to keep going. So I think that I'm going to do a contrasting heel. Contrasting heel. I won't do a contrasting toe. I'll knit the whole sock in one way, and then maybe I'll do an afterthought heel. And I think I'm gonna pull this pink, this dark fuchsia. I think I'm gonna pull that out for a heel. So yeah, so this is my Artistic Lily sock. I am knitting these on ChowGoo mini twists. These are size 1s, which is my normal sock. And I love these. These are, I am exclusively a ChowGoo needle user. I've tried all the other brands, and I just don't love them the same way. I love that it is a cable, like an actual metal cable covered in plastic. I love that they don't have any memory. I love how flexy they are. I love that they don't kink. I love it. I have one pair of the minis that I have kinked right here just from the way that I store them in my bag. If you guys have any recommendations for people who make, you know, those needle minders for double points, the little like envelope sleeve things that you can click, will you please drop me a note? I have not been able to find any, and I would really like to order a set. They used to be all the rage. I don't know what happened. But that is one thing that I feel like I would really benefit from. I'm not worried about my tips of my needles. I need something to cover the join right here so that they stay flat and can stay good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Words, y'all. It's a day. So yeah, these are my artistic lily socks, and I love them. And they're just kind of there because like I mentioned, Houston Fiber Fest is next week, and I have a sample that will be displayed at the Amanda Hope yarn booth. I really hope that you'll stop by and check it out. It's been a lot of fun to knit. The yarn is beautiful, and I'm really proud of it because I knit it. Please go look at it. Let me know. It is living in my Women of STEM bag by Knitted Niceties. She's a very good friend of mine. I really recommend her bags. Those are really sweet. And I like them because you can bunch them and put them inside other things if you need to. And you can fold down the top so that it works more like a bucket. So yeah, so the last time that you saw this, I don't think I was to the ribbing yet. Something tells me I wasn't because I put up a picture on Instagram where it was ready for sleeves. So this is my Zweig. It is knit in Amanda, pattern by Caitlin Hunter. Sorry. It is knit in Amanda Hope yarn in her Aussie Extra Fine fingering in the colorways Navy as the main color and Regatta as the contrast color. I am knitting the second size, which I believe is a 36. I think it's a 36. And yeah, it hasn't been blocked, nothing like that. I did do the crisscross cables all the way down and also on the sleeve. So, it was requested that these be 3/4 length sleeves. The person who's going to be wearing this is a little bit smaller than I am. Who's going to be wearing it when it's not a display? I'm sorry. Who's going to be wearing it when it's not a display is a little bit smaller than I am. And so I'm not really sure how to do the sleeves because I don't have a person here for comparison. So right now they come to roughly right here on me, and then there's a little cuff. So right here on me. So I think I'm going to knit them to right here, and then I'll do my cuff, and that'll be about 3/4 on either one of us. When I knit mine, my purple one, I did no shaping in the arms whatsoever until I got down to the sleeve, and then I decreased a couple of rounds so that it would sit snug on my forearm. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this. Yeah, and I have to tell you, I thought I was going to use a lot more yarn. So I have this one that I'm knitting the sleeve out of, and this is enough for 2 sleeves. This will be fine for 2 sleeves. And then I have this little bit, and I'll use these for cuffs because they're just a little bit different. And this way I don't have to alternate yarn on the sleeves. It's not difficult to do by any stretch, but because it does have the cable crisscross, the helical knitting thing doesn't work. So if I don't have to, then I don't want to. But that means that I have an entire skein left over. You know, I kind of wish I hadn't caked this up now. Like, it would have been nice. I could have returned it to Wendy, and she would have had a whole skein to stick back on the shelf. That would have been great, right? So that's unfortunate. But, yeah, so this sleeve took me, I don't know, 2 days of knitting maybe. So I will I will finish this sleeve today, and then I'll pick up for the second one, and should be done this weekend. Yeah, birthday parties notwithstanding, you know. So my last work in progress is living in my Lila Styles bag. This is a Coraline fabric. It is a wonderful bag. The only thing I wish it had was a handle because I don't tend to carry a bigger bag to carry this with me. But otherwise it's fine. It has a great structure. You fold it down, works like a little bucket. I love it. And I am working on my hay sweater. My husband and I drove out to the other side of Houston for barbecue last weekend. It was okay. It was fine, but it wasn't worth the drive. Anyway, on my way there, I was looking at my decreases and my sleeve length, and the sleeve I think is supposed to stop somewhere around here because it has a really long cuff, and they're supposed to be a little blousey, you know, not fitted by any stretch, but not balloony or anything, and it was just so long. Well, it helps if you read the pattern. So if you do your decreases when it says to and not like a row later, I know you think like, oh, 1 row, who cares? It matters, okay? That's like 25 rows I didn't need because it's 25 decreases. So I ripped the whole sleeve back out. Not the whole sleeve. I think I had 2 or 3 decreases that were fine. So I ripped the sleeve back out, and now I'm doing my decreases where they belong. And yeah, I just need some knitting time on this, and these will fly too. They're not very long, so that'll be great. And then that'll be done. And I will have 2 sweaters that I can count for Stash Dash. So Stash Dash is a yearly knit along to help you get through your whips, to help you get through your fiber stash, to help you mend things, get on it. It is hosted by the Knit Girls. It's I'll put that on the screen because there are 3 L's. They are Leslie and Laura. They are based in Tennessee. They are also the organizers between the Super Summer Knit Together, otherwise known as the SSK Festival or the SSK Retreat, which is going to be held in Nashville at the 3rd week of July, maybe. All of that information is on their Ravelry group. Like I said, I'll link their name here, and you can go over there and you can check them out. They're really sweet. So if you don't watch their podcast, you should. They're coming up on 10 years. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I think that's about all I have for knitting and crochet. That's my fiber stuff. Thanks. So yeah, all I have left is life, I guess. And to be absolutely honest, it has been a crazy, crazy quiet week over here. We've done very little. It's been hot. I've been working. It's birthday season. So I've mentioned before, my husband's family, I'm going to be a little crass. Everybody needs to find new hobbies at the beginning of winter, because everybody's kids, all of our kids, mine included, I'm guilty. All of our kids were born in the summer. And it's nice because we get to see each other a lot, and the kids are out of school, so there's no scheduling conflicts. We just kind of get together and it's really relaxed. But it's hot. It's hot. And when you have that many littles, my oldest niece is 9, and my son is right behind her. He's 8, and everybody else is little. So easiest thing to do, put them outside. Maybe turn on a hose. Well, that's wonderful if you get to be the one running through the hose, but when you're the one who's just standing around making sure that they don't kill each other or kissing bumps and bruises, well. So, anyway, we kind of try to lay low a little bit whenever there's not a birthday going on, just because you tend to, it's expensive. Getting together is expensive. There are 18 of us on any given day, basically, when the whole family gets together, and feeding us is not cheap. So, we definitely try to share the expenses and everything, but, my husband and I, we play a lot. We like to go out, we like to play, and we like to go do things, and so we kind of save up all of our going and doing things for the weekends. And like I said, I've had a lot of work to do. I've been trying to push school. I do homeschool year round. And that is not to say that he doesn't get time off, because he definitely does. If his cousins are out and somebody calls and asks if we want to go do something fun, I'm not going to say no just to do school. When they have such a limited time out of school for public school, the kids don't get together very frequently during the weeks. So, that being said, we do homeschool all year round. It is a little bit lighter duty. He's 8. It's not heavy duty anyway. It's lighter duty in the summer. It's more of I don't want to have to scrape your brain off of the bottom of the barrel when school comes back in, because you brain dumped everything to be able to go play for the summer. So yeah, so that's been happening, and yeah, other than that, I think you're pretty much caught up with my life. I think we're pretty simple around here this week. So next week, I'm hoping to have footage for you from the Houston Fiber Festival, because it does fall on Friday. I'm not sure how that'll work with podcast. I don't know if I will podcast prior or just kind of get through the festival and then podcast on a Monday, maybe shake that up a little bit. I'm not really sure how that's all going to fly. I'm not really big on making plans, to be frank. I'll play it by ear. I'll let you know. So, anyway, keep up with me on my Instagram if you would like to kind of see what I'm doing. I ordered some new business cards. I'm waiting on those to get here, and they are taking their sweet time and cutting it really close. I'm super excited about that. It's a really, really good feeling to wait. I love waiting. It's my favorite thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've got. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you get to spend it doing whatever you want to do, whether that be spending time with your family or crafting. I hope that you get to do so comfortably. And if you have comfortable weather, please send it my way. Have a great weekend. Have a very knitty week next week. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, who cares? It matters, okay? That's like 25 rows I didn't need because it's 25 decreases. So I ripped the whole sleeve back out. Not the whole sleeve. I think I had 2 or 3 decreases that were fine. So I ripped the sleeve back out and now I'm doing my decreases where they belong. And yeah, I just need some knitting time on this and these will fly too. They're not very long. So that'll be great. And then that'll be done. And I will have 2 sweaters that I can count for Stash Dash. So Stash Dash is a yearly knit along to help you get through your whips, to help you get through your fiber stash, to help you mend things, get on it. It is hosted by the Knit Girls. It's I'll put that on the screen because there are 3 L's. They are Leslie and Laura. They are based in Tennessee. They are also the organizers between the Super Summer Knit Together, otherwise known as the SSK Festival or the SSK Retreat, which is going to be held in Nashville at the 3rd week of July, maybe. All of that information is on their Ravelry group. Like I said, I'll link their name here and you can go over there and you can check them out. They're really sweet. So if you don't watch their podcast, you should. They're coming up on 10 years. Yeah. What else? Hector, stop yelling. Okay, let's see. I think that's about all I have for knitting and crochet. That's my fiber stuff. Thanks. So yeah, all I have left is life, I guess. And to be absolutely honest, it has been a crazy, crazy quiet week over here. We've done very little. It's been hot. I've been working. It's birthday season. So I've mentioned before, my husband's family. I'm going to be a little crass. Everybody needs to find new hobbies at the beginning of winter because everybody's kids, all of our kids, mine included, I'm guilty, all of our kids were born in the summer. And it's nice because we get to see each other a lot, and the kids are out of school, so there's no scheduling conflicts. We just kind of get together and it's really relaxed. But it's hot. It's hot. And when you have that many littles, you know, my oldest niece is 9 and my son is right behind her. He's 8 and everybody else is little. So easiest thing to do, put them outside. Maybe turn on a hose. Well, that's wonderful if you get to be the one running through the hose, but when you're the one who's just standing around making sure that they don't kill each other or kissing bumps and bruises, well, I mean, there's